You ready? All right. Look, dog, I'm extra unique. My whole aura screen telling it. Top man.
Shannon Shorter, another episode of the Underrated Podcast. My co-host Dayon Dunlap. We got the child prodigy family, royal family, Noah Neumann in the building.
What's going on? I
appreciate you.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Appreciate you pulling up. Real talk. So
Yes,
the Underrated Podcast, obviously we highlight individuals who, obviously went through adverse situations and rose to prominent spaces in their lives. And I feel like me knowing you since you was in middle school, seeing your trajectory was insane. Like I seen you in the gym with Coach Luke one day, and then I left for the season, went overseas. The next season I wasn't home as well because I went to China. I came back and it was just like a meteoric rise for you. And can you just tell us where it started for you? Like what made you jump down into content creation and just the love of basketball, how it all coincides for you?
Yeah. I mean, for one, I think basketball started off because my dad played the sport in college, and then we all wanted to hoop. Like the minute we started, I probably started hooping in like third grade, like YMCA, mess around, stuff like that. I remember I would always watch like Miami Heat. I would like spike my hair up, Birdman. Birdman. I would put like fake tattoos on me, run in there, act all crazy, and then I think stuff kind of got real around like 7th grade because that's when I joined That's when I joined JL3. Yeah. And then Luke kind of took me under his wing, and we started working one-on-one. So, I mean, it kind of made me. I would really say like it really shaped me into the player that I think I am today. I mean, Luke is a big part of that because everyone knows Luke. The dude's hit me with an extension cord a couple of times. He looked crazy.
Get you right now.
You're gonna get me right, exactly. So then I think like when I stepped into that like 7th grade thing, like I was like, that's right when I had to like deal with everything because I never played with kids that were that good or like I always thought I was like the best player in the world. But then I think for that like I've always never like been like had an ego or anything, but I think it like humbled me a lot, and I was like I need to get better. So then I'm the type of person personally where I'm like, I'm going to go after it and get it. Like at the end of the day, I wanted to hoop. I want to play on this team. So then kind of ended up working out, worked on my shot, stuff like that. And I was really I would call myself like pure shooter at the end of the day throughout like my 8th grade year till around my 10th grade year, I would say. And I would just be known for shooting the ball. And I mean, that's really where everything went up. 9th grade year, EYBL, played super well, starting at one point. And, everything's up and down. There's a lot of politics that go into all that stuff. Went to Bel Air High School. Coach Glover, everybody had a great experience over there. It was a good time. At the end of the day, a lot of people ask, like, why did I leave and stuff like that. But I think the main reason was I felt like I got to a point personally where I felt like I was working way too hard. And I was like, I know I'm a better player than what they're making me here. And I felt like I got stuck in a corner a little bit too much and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm going to go.
You feel boxed in.
Exactly. I'm going to go make a change for myself. So we finally decided around that time, like, hey, maybe we should go back to homeschool. Coach DJ took me under his wing. I've known Coach DJ since like the 8th grade because we started working then too. Like me and him were going one-on-one with each other. His son JoJo, he was always working out with me. So I was inspired by him, and I mean I think that shaped me as well. There's a lot of people at the end of the day that's like.
You mentioned inspired and that first inspiration of basketball coming from your father. Talk to me about that inspiration and how that led into you and your brothers and that in-home battles between you guys that has led to it working out and some of the things that you just kind of covered and talked about.
I mean, for one, I think both of my parents were in sports. My mom played volleyball and stuff like that, so I think our family's always been like super competitive with each other. So then, I mean, I think once I started kind of working, then Nelson started working, then Niles started working. And I'll tell you one thing, Niles, hopefully, if he gets to smooth like 6 foot, I think he'll have a chance to league. I ain't gonna lie, that dude nice. But I think it's because I beat up on him all the time. That was me. Yeah, Lil Niles. Stuff that he does in the court is unbelievable. His confidence and stuff is crazy. Yeah. If you've seen him play, you know. And that's not even like, that's not even the social media making him bigger than what he is. That dude.
You want to know?
Yeah, he's good. And then Nelson's getting better and better every day. I mean, he's going to be playing on my team this year, so it'll be fun to have him on my team and take him under my wing and kind of show him the leadership skills that I think he needs to take into, get him to keep on. Exactly, yeah. And I mean, that's really what I would say for that. We all just kind of battled it out, and I think we all made each other better. You know, there's some fist fights on the court, get mad at 1v1s and just start hitting each other and stuff. But you know, I think we all have been learning. It's all been a learning process.
With the climate of not only social media but marketing, and many athletes are coming into high school, going to college with huge followings, does that maybe entice you to want to go to college? Because now it's different versus how it was maybe 5 or 10 years ago. 100%. Is that playing factors that maybe lead to you wanting to go to college and get that college fan base to build on the fan base that you already established now?
So this is the thing. I think I talked to you about this the other day. It's come down to a thing where it's like, I think I know my worth. I know what type of player that I am. I hold offers from a couple of different schools that are super interested that I could go to right now. I've talked about this a lot. I think God's blessed me in both paths. Like, I can go down my social media path and I completely think I can conquer it. And I can go down the college path and I think I can I can do both. Like, God's blessed me in both realms. Mm-hmm. And it's a hard decision because whatever path I end up taking at the end of the day, I'm losing one of those things, you know? And I mean, it hurts me because, like, it's just hard. I mean, it's no matter what I think whatever path I end up taking, it's a risk, because if I do go down the college path, for example, and I look back on it and say 30 years and I was like, oh my God, I could have been making this much, and I took 4 years, and it's a thing. And then I take social media and I'm going to be like, I can look back at it in 30 years too and be like, dang, I should have played in college, So it's a hard thing, but I think one thing that I've realized at the end of the day, the ball is always going to be there. So, and I think at the end of the day, I've established a lot of connections. And if I do end up taking that social media path, I think I'll be able to pick the ball back up at some point. Like, even if I do go on a social media path, I'm still hooping every day, no matter what. I'm still going to be playing. I'm still going to be practicing. It's in my...
So off camera, you said you've been vlogging since you was a young boy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So how did you get into this? What made you want to be, a content creator, create all this content, put it out there for the masses? Like, where did that stem from?
So I think it was around probably when I was like 13, 12. I was like, I think I got my first phone, and I was like, I was already watching YouTube before that, and I was seeing all the vloggers and all that. That was like the 2013 era of like everybody filming themselves doing videos. So I was like, I'm gonna pick up the camera and try this. So we had a place in Montecito, California, and I think I was honestly around like a lot of people. Like, it's LA, it's like an LA type of thing. So it's a lot of content creators already there, and I think me being me, like seeing some of these people vlogging, I don't have anybody like very specific, I would say, but seeing like all these people vlogging and seeing like the mass amount of people that they're bringing in from what they have, like from their videos, like the kids, the fans, all that, like the support, making merch, doing all these like insane things. I think it kind of hit me, and I was like, I can do this. Yeah. So literally, I could go back in my YouTube right now and find a video from like 7 years ago of me filming on the phone, like going to the beach right now, like all this. Like, nobody would watch it, but like still, it was always something in my head. And one thing I realized was like, I posted every day. Like every day. I didn't care. I acted in my head like I had like 10 million followers and posted every day. Like, I was getting like 60 views on a video. Like, And then it's crazy because, it's something that you manifest so much. Like, I want this so bad, and it works out. It worked out. And I think like people always say this, like being like persistent on like things that you do, and like every day, like as long as you're getting something done that you're trying to like work up to, it works. Like, if you truly believe that you can do that thing, you're gonna do it. Like, if I believe on my next video I'm gonna get 5 million views and really go out and try as hard as I can to get 5 million views, I'm gonna get 5 million views. I guarantee it. Like, I think, but it also, and the issue, and I think the reason why people fail so much at the end of the day is because hate to say it, but people are lazy. People don't have as much determination as they say that they do, and they listen to these specific podcasts and say like, you know, I'm gonna go out and do this and stuff like that, and like people look at the camera just like I am now, like you can do this, 100% you can do this. But if you're not really working towards it and like, okay, I'm gonna post a video today, and I'm not gonna make it that entertaining, and I'm not gonna try, like you're not going anywhere. Like you're really not going anywhere. So, and then there comes all the people on social media like, I tried this, bro, it didn't work. Like, no, you're not doing the correct things to put you in the right path. Like it's simple, and I think if you really believe that you can do something, you're gonna get it done. In my opinion, and then that's why I say that's where I'm at today. I mean, don't get it wrong. I have parents that supported me my whole life, and they've given me the correct like platform to be on. And I would say my dad and my mom, they helped me so much. I love them; they're great. But at the end of the day, I still went out myself, and I did it. Like they
had a conversation with your pops the other day. He texted me, he was like, "Nah, Noah did that on his own. I ain't put nothing into it."
He's right. But he gave me like the love and support that I needed. And I mean, even if like for the kids now that are trying to do that, like say if they don't have their parents that give them the love and support that they need, like go get your friends, bro. Like you have people. One thing I realized at the end of the day, you need to have people in your life that support you. Like if you have that group of friends that just like support you and allow you to keep on doing, like building you up and not bringing you down, and you got that right friend group, it's gonna help you. Yeah, completely. So absolutely. That's one thing that I realized.
Was there a breakthrough moment for you? Because you mentioned when you started early how you were getting maybe 60 views or wherever the number was. When around that time, because Shannon mentioned when he came back and it was a different cloud around you in regards to media and fan base. So for you, being you, living it, when was that breakthrough moment that you was like, wow, I can really reach these amount of people, and these people really are interested in me and what I'm doing?
I think it's when I realized, I had to imagine myself being the person watching my video. So if I put myself in that light of like being like, okay, what makes me want to click onto this video? What makes me want to do this? Like, whenever I was like doing my videos, I was watching videos every day on like how to blow up, how to do this, how to do that. And people had great tips. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, it's what you find in yourself that makes stuff work for you. So like, I think my breakthrough moment was when I started post. There was this one guy on TikTok where I was like, this is hilarious. Like I would watch these videos every day. I'm like, and I could do the exact same thing. And he does these funny videos where like, he'll shoot a basketball and then he'll like fly off into space, like some random stuff that would completely catch people off guard. And I started posting those videos. First video I posted, 5,000 views. I was like, hey, this is like some traction. Like you just gotta see what has traction.
Slow motion better than no motion.
Exactly. That's a good slow motion better than no motion.
Real talk.
We might need to make that a shirt.
That's the bar.
And then like I started just doing that more and more and more, and then 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, it just built up. And then at one point I looked at my TikTok or whatever, because I would say for anybody that is trying to get started on social media, I say every time, I tell everybody TikTok is completely the way to go. And we don't know how much longer it's going to be here. Yeah. But the algorithm that they allow you to have to connect with people, like, you know, like people that can possibly follow you, is the best algorithm out. Instagram's great, but not as great as TikTok. Instagram's trying to do what TikTok's doing right now. And that's why the whole entire, like, there's a whole, like, that whole Congress thing's happening with TikTok, and they're trying to ban it, and there's too many people on it. Yeah. You know, they have too much information, you know? So TikTok is completely the way to go at the end of the day. So if you're trying to do content, completely go through TikTok. And then, you know, it builds up other platforms.
So it sounds like you had this, like, vision planned out right when you jumped off the porch with the camera. So are you, in the second thing, are you like in the vision you seen when you was getting 60 views? Is like this the vision you seen?
100%.
100%.
100%. I walk into the gym now. I can't walk.
Yeah.
You have to have security. You have to have security with like it's insane.
The rise, I told you.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah,
so at the end, like I said earlier, I think it's manifestation at the end of the day. And also like for me, I'm very close with God as well. Like I think I have a great relationship with God. Amen. And I think I found peace in him now. Like I think over like the past like 5 years, I would say that's when I really got like very close with God and prayed every day and found peace in it. Like I would go outside and, like I would take my time to pray to God and be like, thank you so much for this. Like right before I walked in here, I prayed even for y'all allowing me to be on the podcast. Like it's a blessing. Like to be in front of cameras right now, to have great people behind the cameras, like it's truly a blessing. And I think literally it's God's plan at the end of the day. And like the question you asked me earlier, like, what path do you think I'm going to take? I think it's God's plan. I think at some point he's going to tell me the way to go. So,
as a hooper, a brand that you are, everything that entails around that is marketing, not only yourself, but the networking with the brands that now they want to partner with you.
Completely.
And everything that comes with it. Talk about the importance of marketing yourself and being able to have an image that brands want to work with.
Completely. I think.
And invest in.
Yeah, for sure. Back to what you said earlier, like I think like just like your image and stuff like that, like it means so much towards what you do at the end of the day. Like I would say when I was getting my views and whenever I said like earlier, like I put myself in a different person's perspective to look in at me and like what would I think I would watch? Like I completely had to change what I was doing. Like maybe I was cussing too much, maybe I was doing the wrong things. And in order to like get those things that I think people don't understand is like, me personally, I used to have so much fun going out with my boys and like doing pranks and messing with people and stuff like that. But I think it's gotten to a point now where it's like, it's immature. There's no point of doing it. And if I continue doing that, it's only hurting myself. Mm-hmm. So then whenever I sat down with my parents, I was like, I want to continue doing this. And they were like, okay, but like, let's do stuff that like people are going to watch, things that people are going to sponsor, you know? So then it kind of made me, definitely shaped me into the person that I am today. Like the image at the end of the day is like what people see, like who you are right now, like completely matters. And I think some people don't understand like digital footprint and like the dumb stuff that's said on the internet. Like I could go comment the craziest thing ever tomorrow and I could be completely canceled. Like it would be over. But I mean, that's because of the followers that I have. But like say like you were doing stuff before your videos, bad things, like that you'd have a bad digital footprint and then say you blow up later on. That's going to come back to bite you. Karma's terrible. Yeah. So absolutely. Hands down, if you're trying to go into a business and make a brand for yourself, it's about your image at the end of the day. And if you have a bad image at the moment and not doing the correct things, you got to clean it up.
You said you got a relationship with God, and so like with that rise, the rise you took was very quick, right? Yeah. And now you're saying you can't even walk in the gyms without security. You get surrounded and etc. How do you stay grounded?
I think for one, before I had any of the supporters or anything like that, I remember this. I was out in LA, saw a celebrity that I loved. Okay. Not gonna mention his name. Yeah. But saw a celebrity that I loved, went up to him and was like, bro, I love you, bro. Like, can I get a picture? Like all that. Like he looked at me like I was crazy, walked away, and I was like, nah. Like I'm like, are you serious? Like I was like, wow. Like I tell you, you're really gonna. So I think from that moment on, I was like, you know what? You can ask. I promise you, any fan interaction that I've ever had in my whole entire life, I've been the nicest person ever. Yeah. Like I think people see me now and they're like scared to take pictures because like they don't know what I'm gonna say. I'm never gonna say no unless it's in a situation where I'm getting like mobbed and I have to get pulled out of somewhere. Like genuinely, if a fan comes up to me and asks for advice, I'll have a full conversation with you and talk to you. Like I think a lot of celebrities nowadays are like not realizing the worth of the supporters that follow you. Because at the end of the day, the supporters that follow you make you who you are.
Yeah.
It literally makes you who you are. And if you treat them like, if you treat them badly, like, how do you expect your brand to still excel at the end of the day and still go up? If, like, come on, it's terrible. I mean, so like now, like, for one, I mean, I walk into a gym. I'm grateful for everybody that's in there. Anybody that comes up to me, I'm giving you a high five, taking a picture with you. I don't care. Like, I'm going to be as nice as I possibly can. Yeah. And that goes back into the image thing. Like, it's simple as that. And it's not because, like, I want to get brand deals. It's truly because, like, I am so appreciative of, like, the people that are supporting me. Like, they make me who I am, you know? I mean, I get it, though. Like, I get it, like, with Kanye. I get it with, like, Travis, like, those A-list celebrities. Yeah. Kai Cenat, I got to meet Kai, super nice guy. But, like, it's like I can understand if at some point you're at a specific spot and you might be, like annoyed or something like that. I mean, it's like it gets to a point sometimes where I can see how it gets a little bit tiring, but I don't think I'm gonna get to that point yet. Unless, like, I think I'll get like upset if, like, I have, like, a camera in my face every day, like paparazzi. I don't know if I could do that. I think that would be a little bit too much.
That's following you, mean?
Yeah. I think that's pretty annoying. I think they always try to get reactions out of you and stuff like that. So I'm blessed to be in the spot that I'm at today.
As you built the following that you have and have the fan base and now are reaching back to some of the younger demographic, do you tailor some of your content to reach them and look, like you said, looking at yourself as a role model and tailor that a lot to that younger generation to set yourself as a good role model as they try to be like you and imitate some of the things that you do?
Completely. I think at the end of the day, like, the image that I perceive, like, I put out of myself is what I think kids will follow and stuff like that. And I think, like, say for example, I'd go do a video tomorrow and I go to a store and it's like, yo, today y'all, we're gonna steal a bunch of stuff. We're gonna steal a bunch of stuff. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
And YouTubers do that.
Yeah.
YouTubers I'm gonna go back to the question, but the thing that I've realized, a lot of people today either have followers off of doing dumb things, talking crazy, or genuinely being, like, a good person that is in the media and people like you, or it's like somebody that's, like, giving money away, like Mr. Beast. Like, people love to see that. Like, it's nice, kind-hearted thing. It's two completely different sides. Like, Andrew Tate completely spreads terrible negative energy, and then you match him up to Mr. Beast. Like, Mr. Beast puts out positive energy and buying people things and getting them homes and putting people in the correct situation. Like, that's a great role model, and it's two things that you have to take from. And I completely think that I take obviously the better side of it. Like, I would never want to let kids see me doing the wrong thing. And I think my old image was a little bit like that. So then that's when I think I made that big transition to where I am now. I think that's where, like, it kind of cleaned up and I moved.
Kind of the same question, but with your brothers.
Yeah.
You had to be a role model for them as well.
Completely.
Kind of talk to us about that as you help lead them and guide them on their journey.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that I tell them is, like, always stay humble, stay grounded. I mean, Nelson's probably about to hit 3 million followers on just TikTok alone, probably ridiculous. I mean, you look at the numbers, it doesn't even look real, but I tell them, like, no matter what point that you're at the end of the day, where you might have 200 million followers, you are no better than another normal person.
As well.
No better than another normal person. As much money as you have, anything, it never puts you over anything. And I think I preach that to them a lot. Like, you got to stay humble. You can't have your ego show. I mean, of course, it can be alone sometimes, and have your little times, but
speaking on that, I heard an interview from Kanye West where he said, who do you think has more peace? The dude in the Maybach or the homeless man on the street? That's a real question.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because people view success a certain way sometimes.
Yeah.
That homeless man may feel like, bro, I got a blanket, I got this tent, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
Dude in the Maybach, he like, I'm in this Maybach, but I'm alone. Miserable. You see what I'm saying?
At the end of the day,
I was just,
100%.
I just thought about that, doubling back on what you was basically just
100%. I think money at the end of the day doesn't buy you happiness. That's something that my mom preaches all the time. She's like, as much money as you have at the end of the day or how successful you get, it's not going to buy you happiness.
What's your definition of success?
That is a great question.
Your definition.
My definition of success is putting putting myself first in the situation, me being happy. Wherever I'm at, I want to be happy. I think that's complete success. And then accomplishing my goals, complete success. And then looking into other people, like, I want to make sure my family's happy. I want to make sure the family that I would have is happy. And I just want, like, I always preach about, like, positive energy. I think positive energy is a huge thing, and I think that's stuff that goes into success at the end of the day. And it doesn't even have to be the money aspect of it. Like, of course, money's good. It makes you happy. Like, you know, it does make you feel a certain way, but it's never gonna sustain like how you're gonna feel for the rest of your life. You know, like I could have $10 billion and I could be in a $40 million mansion, but I could be sitting alone like this.
Right.
You know, simple as that.
Has there been a time in your life where you felt underrated in any aspect, from basketball to content creation, or any aspect that you felt underrated? If so, how did you get through those times, and what was that experience like for you?
Completely. I definitely feel underrated. And so if I'm talking about the basketball, I think I felt underrated when, there would be times where I would sit on the bench, not play, and know, like, I'm better than these kids. Like, that's my head at the end of the day. I might not be, but I'm still gonna, like, that's a mentality that I feel like you should step onto the court with. And I completely felt underrated in that scenario. I feel like the rankings thing is it is terrible. Like, seriously, like, there's no point of it. I think, like, it makes kids feel a completely certain way. I don't even know what I'm ranked. I could probably look it up, but I think last time I checked, I was like 30 in Texas. I'm not 30 in Texas. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's out there.
But it's ridiculous. I feel like, but at the end of the day, I gotta give it to some people, because the way that you might play on the court, this is what I hate. This is what I hate about basketball. You play on the court one time, you have a college coach sitting there, right? I'm playing. I play terrible, right? He sat there, watched that game. He was interested in me. He left. Next game, I have 40 points. Next game after that, I have another 30 points. And he's not at any of those games, because the first, that's the issue with basketball. The first, it's always the first impression. And I feel like if a school really wants you at the end of the day, they would seriously sit there through the next game and see it out. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, if I'm going to college, I want a college that wants me. I want a college that's gonna know that I'm gonna have some bad games. Like, no one's perfect at the end of the day. And all these coaches are preaching about, like, you got to be perfect. First impression always matters, and I completely agree with it, because that's how it is in the world. That's how it is. First impression is a thing that I wish wasn't a thing at the end of the day, because people aren't perfect.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to go through specific things to get to the point where you are, and it's just like, that's one thing where it's just like, it just makes me upset. I don't like the whole thing with that. Another thing I feel underrated in is, like, I feel like size is another thing that goes into basketball completely. I feel like I went to a 3v3 national thing this last weekend in Minnesota. I was talking to you about it. And I was with some of the top kids in the nation, right? I think I was probably the top 3 players in there. And you could ask the directors of the whole entire thing. And they agreed. And people are going to have they can say whatever, but I'm just saying, like, and I'm not ranked. I'm not on ESPN. I'm not on 247. I'm not on any of it. It's crazy. It's seriously crazy. But I think I think it's just like, I think size goes into it a lot. There could be a 6'8" kid that can't even make a layup, and then there's me with the correct IQ, I can shoot the ball well, I know to make the right plays, I have good energy on the court, and then you got the 6'8" kid that can set a screen, miss a layup. Oh, he's going to be ranked though.
So it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong.
It is politics. Basketball is a politics sport.
I feel like that's life. Such is life.
Life is politics.
But,
completely agreed.
Does the ranking give you a sense of like affirmation, validation, or like, you see what I'm saying? Like, how does that add to the value you already have?
That's the thing. I feel like for me, I don't look at rankings at all. But I feel like if I was looking at if I did, actually no, that's wrong, because I do look at rankings sometimes, and if I were to see myself at that point, I would be like, this is ridiculous. But if I was ranked number 1 in Texas, I probably would be on a ranking site. It's all politics at the end of the day. It's ridiculous.
A lot of those people doing those rankings haven't seen everyone on that list play. And if so, it's probably 1 or 2 games, and their opinion is based off that game.
Completely.
And I was
able
to learn that by calling a high school tournament that was here in Houston. I seen players that was ranked like 80-something, and they was in the top 10 of players in this tournament. But getting back to basketball, because I can hear your passion, I can hear your love for basketball. Within that, as you continue to develop as a player, what's that next step for you that you're working on, as if you make that choice to go to college and play collegiately, that you feel like you want to work on before you get to that level?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, I think there's a lot of things I need to work on if I were to go play college and stuff like that, but I think, I gotta think about that. And I put me in a thinking state.
we can come back to that.
Let's go back to that. I gotta think about that.
I saw your social media and the fan reaction that you got. I haven't seen it from a high school kid since I actually saw Mikey Williams in person. Mm-hmm. I saw the reaction from first time he stepped on the court tournament here in Houston, and how everyone, the kids in that crowd, went to that floor and stood up and watched. And I see you get the same type of reaction when you enter. Do you feel that impacts you negatively in any way, from scouts or rankings or any way?
Question. Completely. I think at the end of the day, the first question that every single college coach has to me is like, you taking this serious? What are you gonna do? Like to get a specific scholarship at the end of the day really is hard, and I think it makes it's great for me because I love the social media thing, but it also hurts my basketball so much. Because if I go step on the court in front of 30 college coaches and I play a great game, and another kid would get offered like me that didn't have social media, but I think that kid would get more offers than me just because he doesn't have the social media stuff. Mm-hmm. I think he would get, say if he got five offers just off that game. If I were to be playing in that game, I might get like 1 or 2 college coaches talking to me. Every other college coach in that whole entire building would be like, he's a social media guy. He's not playing for real. Posted it, it made me think about it because I posted it on my Twitter like a year and a half ago maybe. Like, I love the social media thing, but it's like pinned to the top of my Twitter. I'll read it right now. I'll put it up. I said, I just want to get on here and say I don't want to be known for being a TikToker or a YouTuber. This is 2 years ago. I do it as a hobby and I love it. Basketball comes before all of that, and I'm very serious about it. Had that pinned on my Twitter and I unpinned it. But I think it's ridiculous. I mean, it's the first question every college coach asks. Like, are you serious about basketball?
Is it annoying?
It's kind of upset. It's just upsetting. It's like, bro, I've been hooping this whole time, and they're like, you're probably just gonna do social media. Yeah. So I think if I didn't have the social media stuff, I think I would have way more offers and looks than right now. But I love it though. That's the only thing I would say impacts it negatively.
Okay, because I would say at the same time, it could have a good impact on some schools who see it as a marketing opportunity with themselves and maybe a partnership, not only in a scholarship, but in a way to use your influence, market you as a player to help build their brand or whatever it is as far as school as well. Do you ever get those type of conversations from coaches or anything?
No, I do. I got a call the other day. He was like, he actually called me and said, hey, I love what you're doing. I love the brand. I think you could bring a lot of people into our school. So you're right. Some coaches completely do see it as an advantage. It's a 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
I would say that. It's a 50-50 thing. Nah, it's a 70. It's a 70-30 thing. Maybe like 30% of the schools are like, 30% of the schools might look at it and be like, hey, it's a good thing. You're bringing kids into our games. I was like, what do you think about like this whole entire thing? And he's like, I love what you're doing on social media and stuff, but he's like, maybe taking the social media path might be a better way of going because you're already doing so well on that. Why even?
Why sweet?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a lot of coaches have different visions on it, but yeah.
One, I just want to say I greatly appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you. It's been great.
I got one question. Who would you recommend that you would like to see on the pod, like moving forward?
Ooh.
I tried to get all three of y'all up here.
You gotta get Nelson and Niles. Nelson and Niles gotta come on here. Okay. I think I'm really curious to see like where their mind's at on some of the questions that y'all asked. I think they would.
Okay.
It's either they'll do great or do terrible. We'll see. I believe in them though. That'd be good. I think. Okay. But yeah, I'd say Nelson and Niles.
Soon.
Coming soon. Nelson and Niles gotta get on the podcast. Maybe get another influencer in here. Like I think. Maybe Cam Wilder would be a good one because he went into college. I had a call with him the other day. He went into college and then he ended up dropping out for YouTube stuff, and it worked out amazingly. For him.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's everybody that hoops at some point is like, dang, I wish I could go back and be in that moment. It's a lot of different people have different things to say.
Let the people know where they can find you.
Y'all can find me on Instagram and squad __. You can find me on YouTube, Noah Neumann, and you can find me on TikTok and squad 4. About to hit 1 million. Give me to 1 million. But yeah.
Underrated podcast, Shannon Shorter, Dayon Dunlap, the young prodigy, Noah Neumann. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Go a long way.
Thank you so much.
Like, subscribe, follow. Give us y'all comments and what y'all may think, what y'all feel. Just give us the interaction, and we'll see y'all again.